Retirement often conjures up images of relaxation and reflection, a time with loved ones, and a love for time. As we reach our golden years, will there be cause for celebration or concern? Have we addressed any obstacles? Considered our needs? Have we prepared ourselves and our family for the meaningful journey ahead? Welcome to Life Planning with Aging Options. Throughout this endeavor, you'll navigate the 5 essential pillars of retirement: health, housing, financial, legal, and family, pulling them all together into one comprehensive life plan. We'll ask you to consider and answer a number of key questions, evoking deeper discoveries, informing powerful decisions. Then, with additional guidance and support, you'll develop your blueprint to guide you and those around you, cultivating the future you desire, preserving assets, protecting your quality of life.
By engaging with this program, you're taking your first step towards securing a retirement that is comprehensive and more predictable than traditional planning can ever be. Undoubtedly, you realize that more goes into retirement planning than simply completing your bucket list. When it comes right down to it, most retirees will tell you their deepest desires, even more than what they hope to achieve, is what they hope to avoid. Most retirees want to avoid running out of money, being forced into institutional care, or becoming a burden on loved ones. Now, traditional planning very rarely considers these essential goals and instead focuses on segments of planning. And traditional fragmented planning leads to disasters. By utilizing the information and guidance in this series, you will draw your own blueprint towards a comprehensive retirement plan that uses these goals as the foundation for your decisions. And by the end of this series, you will have your own personal, comprehensive, coordinated, and multidisciplinary life plan.
In sports, there's few things more painful than nearing the end of the season unable to finish well. In life, it's heartbreaking. If you're aging and worried about money, being forced into institutional care, or becoming a burden, know your options.
Life kind of hits you in the face.
I guess the biggest fear is having my children be burdened with taking care of me. I don't want them to have to give up their life dreams.
I thought I had prepared for all this by saving money and investing and doing all that, but it's just not, it's not enough.
I was surprised to think about having to plan for future medical care. I really had never considered that from a realistic standpoint.
My mom fell when my husband and I were out of town, and she went to the hospital, and we were not able to send her anywhere but a rehab facility. And basically, she can't go home. All of our situation was kind of thrust upon us without any forethought.
I was still taking care of my mother. I had taken care of her for many years and walked through the process of getting older with her.
It was very nerve-wracking. It caused me a lot of stress.
Medicare basically was cut off once Mom went to rehab. She went from admitting to non-admitting situation. Once not admitting is given to her status, she has to pay for every kind of care that's afterwards. She became broke within 3-4 weeks.
Now, what makes life planning different from traditional retirement planning? Life planning is coordinated retirement planning, whereas traditional planning is fragmented. Let me explain. Though most people equate the term retirement planning with financial planning, the process of saving money, investing money, and creating a retirement nest egg, the truth is that such a definition is not the correct way to define the term retirement planning. Most of us intuitively know that in retirement, you will need more than just financial resources. There are 4 different aspects you will need to work on for your retirement planning to be truly complete: health, housing, finance, and legal. And you will also need to recognize that in the end, aging is a family affair, and some measure of planning around that issue will also be needed. Traditional planning identifies these issues and provides well-meaning information to guide you through the planning process. But the result is almost always the development of a fragmented retirement plan. This is because of the way the traditional retirement planning process works. And here's what that process looks like. Healthcare planning in retirement is the process of you enrolling in Medicare and buying a supplement insurance plan, and then picking a physician to seek out when you need medical care. Housing planning in retirement is having a goal of living in your own home as long as possible, but being rational enough to recognize that there could come a day when living at home may not be feasible, and when that time comes, being ready to figure something out. And for financial issues, you probably have consulted a financial planner, an accountant, and insurance agents. And thanks to your financial planner, or maybe even your own financial planning efforts, you have managed to create a retirement nest egg which you hope to last the rest of your life. Maybe you have also looked into a long-term care insurance policy and secured the services of an accountant for help with tax preparation issues. And to get your legal affairs in order, you may have seen an attorney to create a will or trust, powers of attorney, a living will or an advance directive, and sundry other legal documents. If you have attended to all these issues, you have developed a traditional retirement plan. All aspects of life you will need to deal with in retirement will have been addressed by you. Now, the question is this: with this planning, are you assured of success in retirement? Maybe, and maybe not. For a few, traditional planning will prove to be enough. But for most, it will prove to be nothing short of a recipe for disaster. And here's why. Let's assume that you have done all the planning in the health, housing, finance, and legal areas. Now, imagine yourself in retirement. You're sitting at home watching your favorite TV show. Out of nowhere at all, a massive headache just hits you. And you know that this is not your typical Tylenol headache, it is something more. And you're smart enough to pick up the phone and dial 911. The EMTs come crashing through the door and they say, "Glad you called, you're having a stroke." And then they whisk you off to the closest hospital. Now, what are you dealing with? A health issue. How did you get ready to deal with this day? Medicare and supplement insurance. And thanks to these efforts, the doctor most likely saves your life. And then the doctor advises you that they have done all they can do for you in the hospital, and now they need to discharge you. But you're told that you cannot go back home. You're given a list of rehab centers and asked which rehab center do you want to go to. Your spouse, your child, someone you gave the power of attorney to shows up and says, "Hi honey, hi dad, hi mom, how are you?" What is your answer to your loved one? "Don't you dare hi me, did you bring the pickup truck?" Well, your health issue has now just become a housing issue. But at least all is well financially. Or is it? You enrolled in Medicare to get all your healthcare related bills covered. And Medicare covers up to 100 days of care in a rehab center so long as you spend 3 midnights in the hospital. Well, it turns out Medicare has a huge black hole when it comes to coverage. It will pay for all sorts of acute care needs, but not for long-term care needs. But if you have a condition for which there is no cure, what you need is not medicine or an operation or therapy. What you need is someone to help you get out of bed, get you in the shower, do your laundry, cook for you. None of these costs are covered by Medicare in any meaningful way. And the cost to this sort of care? somewhere between $10,000 a month to upward of $18,000 to $20,000 a month. Ouch. And now a health issue, which became a housing issue, has now become a financial issue. And if you are lucky, somebody at this juncture will advise you to see an elder law attorney. But you have all your legal affairs and documents in order. What do you need an attorney for? Well, an elder law attorney can help you obtain funding to cover the exorbitant uncovered long-term care costs you now face. So despite thinking that you had all your legal affairs in order, this situation will call for a legal redo. All along the way, your illness implicated the people you loved the most. Just because you did not want to become a burden will eventually mean nothing. The day that you fall ill, your loved ones will be implicated in your life. The only question will be, how much time do they have and how well prepared are they? So health becomes housing, becomes financial, becomes legal, and eventually becomes a family issue. There is little to no coordination between the various professionals you choose to work with, so you end up with a Swiss cheese plan. You likely have the pieces mostly there, but the plan is full of gaps and holes. And as you start walking down the road of retirement, you're likely to fall in one of the many holes that exist in your planning. Holes you can fill before a crisis by understanding the weaknesses of traditional planning, identifying the holes that exist in your planning based on traditional planning notions, and then coordinating the planning efforts so you can eliminate the holes and gaps that exist in your traditional retirement plan. That process, once again, is what we call life planning, retirement planning redefined.
One illness can pull together seemingly disconnected aspects of life into one difficult episode that throws all your plans into disarray. Life Planning offers a well-coordinated and comprehensive approach to retirement planning to help you avoid the usual pitfalls and financial costs of traditional planning by bringing together essential disciplines, making sure your wishes are specific and clear, letting loved ones know the details and their specific role in your plans. Through this process, you will be able to anticipate and navigate whatever retirement challenges arise.
The purpose of this program is to help you understand why comprehensive retirement planning is essential and to guide you through the process of building a well-thought-out plan with the following key objectives. Protect assets from uncovered medical and long-term care costs. In other words, avoid running out of money. Develop the framework and calculated directives to avoid institutional care. Establish communication and empowerment with family to avoid becoming a burden on loved ones. Life planning is divided into sessions based on the key aspects of life that require planning and coordination, but are so often planned separately from each other in the traditional style of retirement planning. The essential aspects are health, housing, financial, legal, and family, and together form what we call the 5 pillars of a comprehensive life plan. Each session focuses on a specific pillar, going in depth into the distinct components of that pillar and how to plan around them to meet your personal needs. This is followed by an explanation of the importance in the larger context of the comprehensive life planning. The entire Life Plan series may seem daunting at first. So we recommend focusing on one pillar at a time to give yourself time to process, discern, and prioritize your values and needs, as well as to organize your thoughts and decisions. Don't feel as if you have failed if you become overwhelmed by a section or need to leave it incomplete for a period of time. Allow yourself the time to process the information you've learned. Some decisions will simply need time to finalize.
We recommend that the series be followed in the order presented: health, housing, financial, legal, then family.
By the end of each segment, you should narrow down your decisions and preferences, and you will have gained insight into who you need to work with and who you want to work with. As you highlight focus areas and cross off irrelevant ones, record them along the way. By the end, you'll have your personalized life planning blueprint.
Once you have your blueprint, then it'll be time to implement each individual action item. We recommend that you focus on one step at a time so that the entire planning process doesn't become too overwhelming. Remember, although we have suggested an order to this series, you are welcome to proceed in any order you choose.
Here at Aging Options, we offer you access to our extensive network of experienced and dedicated professionals who are ready to assist you in these life-shaping decisions.
Welcome to Life Planning.
Welcome to Life Planning.
Welcome to Life Planning.